And we are back once again for episode number 5. Five. Today is just me and Jeremy once again.
Ooh, rocking it Regina style.
Matt had sent some ideas, which we immediately rejected and threw into the garbage.
Yeah, we wrote. He texted them. We wrote them down and then crumpled that and threw it away.
Threw it in the garbage, into one of those little basketball hoops above the garbage, just for added effect.
Mm-hmm.
Or did the Ripley from Aliens, whatever, and throw it behind us.
Maybe I threw it behind me, and then you grabbed it and dunked it into the little basket.
Yeah, we made sure Matt knew that his ideas were not welcome.
There was no other way we could have removed them from this better.
It was actually more like that scene from American History X where he shows the guy who's dating his mom his chest tattoo of the swastika. He's like, see this? You know what that means? Not welcome. And then kicks the guy out because he's a Jew. That's basically what we did to Matt because of his ideas. Anyway, 2 Idahoan potato farmers. 2 Idahoan potato farmers! Okay, so since we don't have Matt today, it's going to be pretty good. And I'm just going to continue to shit on his ideas.
4 quality points up.
And what's funny about this podcast is we're in my apartment, which is now basically empty because I'm moving out, and we're actually waiting for a guy to come pick up an amp. So this is the most ghetto podcast you could get. But that's okay. We're all having fun. And if it seems like there's an awkward pause in there somewhere, it's probably because I'm doing something to Jeremy or the guy came to pick up his amp.
Both of which will probably happen throughout this podcast. So I will get started with my first pitch.
In the pitch.
I like how we didn't record that and it's not a thing. It's just...
We just do it now every time.
You do it live, so that's what... Okay, so my first idea is a biopic, and it is the life and times of Richard Simmons. It's called Simmons Says. And that is literally all I have for this pitch.
Okay. I like that one. That is a good front runner now.
I figured it would take place from when he was 20 to 30, and he just really wanted people to sweat. And people didn't want to sweat because it's kind of a weird thing to do.
Simmons Says.
Let's sweat.
Okay. Here's one of mine.
Okay.
So some guys just got out of prison, ex-cons. They're living in one of those probation officer-run houses, a halfway house.
Yep.
And they've spent a lot of time in jail, around a lot of men.
Okay.
And so they each, dabbled a little bit in bisexual...
Well, prison changes you.
Yeah, exactly. So now they're confused about their sexual orientation. And so they're trying to figure this out while they're in this halfway house, and it's called Half Gay House.
Okay.
And awkward pause number 1.
Half Gay House?
Half Gay House.
That's pretty
Are they all going to be homosexual themed? You got Richard Simmons, Half Gay House.
Is Richard Simmons gay? I don't even know.
I think he is, actually. I think he is.
No, I like Richard Simmons.
Me too. He's very flamboyant, and he was hilarious on Who's Line.
Oh, yeah. No, that's... All right. My next pitch. So this one is about Nazi-occupied France in World War II.
Okay.
And so it's about a baker who is just an innocent guy, and the Nazis take over, and obviously he doesn't like it. He's a Frenchman. So he starts helping the Allies by sending them info about the Nazis. And he does this by slipping information into the bottoms of pies that he cooks and sends them out. The name of the movie is called Spies.
I've heard it before, and it's still stupid and funny.
So Spies. There might be a comma or a hyphen in there.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Spies. Well, this one, this guy who's a suit maker, or a tailor, whatever you want to call him, he gets hired by the Mafia and then starts slowly making his way into becoming a member of the Mafia. Because he's so good at making suits, they're just going to make him a member, and he was also good at laundering money or whatever.
Okay.
And so they're going to make him, but he screws up somehow, I don't know, and so they're going to kill him. So now he's on the run from the Mafia, and they're wearing his fine suits that he made for them. And it's called Tailor Made.
I really like that, Steve. I really do. I really like that. I really like it. As much as a man would like a tailor-made suit. Okay, I have one more pitch.
Okay.
You have another or no?
No.
Okay. Okay. So this
God,
one,
no.
this one is a spaghetti western.
I like it already.
That's
Makes me
called
hungry.
spaghetti western. So what it is it's an animated movie, and what it is it's like they're cowboys.
Is there meatballs involved?
They're made out of spaghetti. That's the whole thing. Or different kinds of pasta.
Do they ride meatballs? Are the horses meatballs?
Well, my main guy, I thought his head was a meatball.
Oh.
And, he's got a big hat on his meatball. The evil guy is a breadstick. And all I know about the love interest is that she's a ravioli with angel hair.
She's just a ravioli.
So, spaghetti western.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, like a digital animated movie. I'm not going to lie to you. I like Tailor Made.
Tailor Made.
I think we should go Tailor Made.
Well, if you are that gung-ho about Tailor Made, I guess we'll go with it, because I would have picked probably spaghetti western, but I have no idea where I would take it. I just pick it based on principle.
Spaghetti western would get dark. Like, really dark.
Yeah, it would. It would just not be fun anymore.
I don't know. So let's do Tailor Made.
Okay, we're doing Tailor Made. Who's directing Tailor Made?
Who's directing Tailor Made?
Well, the easy ones, we'd get like Scorsese or
what about Quentin? He's not
Tarantino.
Has he done a Mafia? Well, he did Jackie Brown, right? So that's kind of.
Yeah, I think he's.
We can maybe let's put him on the shelf for right now.
He's on the shelf for right now.
What about
I don't know.
Who else does gangstery?
Oh yeah, well you got Scorsese, you got Coppola, you got those two. I don't even know. Like,
there's of course Ben Affleck. God.
Oh wait, who directed Bronx Tale? Oh man, I don't even remember. Jeremy, get out your phone.
My phone is out, Steve.
Okay, but we'll pick one of those Mafia guys because it'll just keep the same feel.
Let's just say Scorsese. It's 7 hours long.
Oh, at least.
So
at least 7 hours. There's lots of scenes of just eating spaghetti.
Maybe
actually we could just put the whole spaghetti western movie right into this Mafia movie.
There's it takes place in at the same time Goodfellas took place, and the kids are always watching cartoons, and the cartoons are always spaghetti western.
I like it, because I still want to use that.
Yeah, so we'll get spaghetti western in there.
Okay, good, because I need
Robert De Niro directed A Bronx Tale. Maybe he should be doing this.
He directed it?
Yeah. That's what the internet says.
Well, it must be true then. Okay, Robert De Niro is directing this.
Acting, directing. Maybe not star, but he's definitely in it.
Okay, well then...
in some capacity. I don't think is our guy named Taylor? Is Taylor the Taylor?
Taylor the Taylor. How redundant can we get? Yes.
Okay.
Actually, it's...
maybe they call him T-Bone.
T-Bone?
I don't know.
Do Italian Mafia members have... Oh, yeah.
T-Bone the Taylor.
Yeah, they have lots of nicknames.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's usually like Eddie the Fish.
Okay, who's playing T-Bone Taylor?
T-Bone Taylor.
T-Bone Taylor the Taylor.
There we go. Okay.
Who's playing T-Bone Taylor the Taylor in this tale about...
T-Bone the Taylor.
Tailing Mafia members?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even know. Should he be a younger guy? Or older, like a 40-year-old?
Somebody who's hot right now.
Who's hot right now?
Who's Italian? Are there any hot Italian guys right now that are actors?
I'm gonna Google hot Italian guys.
Because if we're going old, we might as well bring back Chaz Palminteri from Bronx Tale.
We could.
Because then Robert De Niro and him already have their, connections, their chemistry.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
How old is he now?
Chaz Palminteri?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to be up there.
He's got to be.
He was old back then. Well, he was probably in his 40s back then.
Probably.
He's probably 60-something, at least.
Because, like, when you think of it, you know, a tailor, is he like...
Yeah, usually tailors are old guys. That's an old skill,
He's got to be...
You don't see very many young tailors.
Yeah, who else could we...
Al Pacino. I don't know. No. Rocky Balboa.
There we go.
We get Sylvester Stallone.
Yes. Perfect.
The Italian Stallion.
Right. What do you think of the suit?
You're inseam
and of course, he's the kind of tailor who, like, moves it to one side to do the opposite inseam, and then moves it back on the other side to do the other. Right?
Yes, I like this.
Every time he's doing your pants, he has touched your complete penis.
Oh, yeah. He has to move that.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Sylvester Stallone. Okay, now we've got it. We've got it directed by Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Starring Rocky Balboa.
There we go.
And what is the first thing we see?
I think...
Opening shot.
What about, like close-up of, like, sewing machine... You know, really taking the time to, like, maybe some, like maybe someone's drinking some red wine as he's working with a white suit or something.
Yeah, like he's making a super fancy suit.
Yeah, and
then, like, shows a plate of spaghetti.
Yeah, you know.
Like all the mafia things.
He's living in a small place in a muscle shirt alone. You know, working on the suit, eating
But you don't
spaghetti.
see his face, right?
Oh,
it's like the beginning of Back to the Future when it's showing all of Doc's stuff.
And the last shot of and then, of course, like, all the names of every Italian actor ever made in it, right?
Yeah.
So, and then right at the end, it shows, like a longer shot, his back's to the camera, and he's, like, lining this suit with, like, thin lead or something. Because maybe he makes special suits.
He makes bulletproof suits.
Well, maybe
for the
he does, like, different things, right? Like, maybe if they have, like,
secret compartments and...
You know, I need a suit that won't, like, I can put my gun in it, and what year
keep my spaghetti warm.
Yeah, a thermos suit. What year are we? Did we say? Is it, like, 19-something, or are we now? Where are we?
Let's make it in the early 90s. Like, when the Frank Gotti and stuff were around.
Yeah. So the old guard is kind of dying out.
Yeah.
We got some new
it's the new
who listen
Mafia.
to New Kids on the Block as they drive their Pontiac.
Yeah, like the guys from Jersey Shore almost.
Oh, yeah.
But like in the 90s, so they're even worse.
Yeah. Their tans are real.
Eating gelato.
Yeah, just pricks, and you don't want to deal with them. All the old men eating their spaghetti, cleaning their guns, just look at these new guys, and they're like, they don't even have words.
Hey. So Sylvester Stallone, how does... Okay, so now we've seen him. Now he walks in. Well, actually, he comes in riding a skateboard just like in Back to the Future into the shop, and he's brought suits for this mafia guy.
Well, so he's delivering suits to like a restaurant or something?
Yeah, like an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, okay.
And how does he get involved with these guys?
Well,
do we see that?
I think he's got to be well established at this point.
Okay, if he's older, right?
Yeah, if he's making these suits.
And super buff.
Yeah, oh yeah. Just like muscles out of his neck.
He works out and makes suits.
He's got a beard, maybe like a bit of facial hair, and it's got muscles on it. Like, it's just like, like so much. Okay. So he's walking through, talking to guys like they're all like, dicking around and like,
Yeah, he knows everybody's name.
Yeah,
Paul, Paulie, Paul Jr., Paul Sr.
Just going through, doing the whole thing. And so he goes into the back, delivers the suits. Maybe they're like 4 white suits for a bank robbery or something.
Right.
And we don't like really get the details of it, but there's like kind of hints at it or something.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay.
4 white suits.
Yeah, for a bank robbery.
And one has like a wine stain on it, and that's what pisses off the mafia.
What? That's it?
That's all.
That could be.
No.
Okay. So
maybe not.
So what if then he sees it he sees on the TV that the bank robbery was a success, like on the news, like bank robbery. They were wearing full white
best
suits.
dressed heisters, or whatever.
They stole $15 million. Maybe they earned it because they look like $15 million.
They robbed this bank to pay for these suits because boy were they fantastic.
And what it was like people were looking at the suits. They didn't even look at the faces. Like they weren't even masked or anything. But the suits looked so good.
Bright.
Yeah, and just like shiny. Oh my god. Okay, so then we cut to 2 Jersey Shore douchebags suntanning on the beach, and these are like the new wise guys, and they're talking about getting suits made for a job.
Okay.
Right? So they're like, I don't know, how old are they? Like
they got to be like mid-20s.
Yeah, and one of them is probably the villain.
How about one of them is the son of the head of the Mafia?
Yeah. Well, he's the one who kind of starts all that, but I like that. That's
because
good.
then the head of the Mafia, he's getting too old, so the son's been taking over a lot of the responsibilities.
Yeah. Okay, so who is this guy? Who is our...
Well, Paulie. Because they're all named.
Who's playing Paulie? So Paulie, the main douchebag, the king of the douchebags. What about
oh man,
Ryan
Gosling.
That's pretty good. Actually, I'm pretty impressed. A tanned, buff Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he just dye his hair black.
Yeah, I'm down. Slick back, black.
Yeah, and then he'll just be like super badass. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling
is the son of the Godfather,
right? And he wants a suit, right? That's what he needs a special. Maybe he needs to carry a VHS tape to record something, right? Because it's 1990.
Yes.
Sorry, a Betamax tape.
Oh, yeah.
Why does it fit in the suit? I don't know. It just does.
I don't know. Actually, that's how they created, MP3s and, all the different video files, is Sylvester Stallone's suits trying to fit these things into them.
Okay, but...
He had to invent computers and new technology.
We're rewriting history
to make these suits.
What's gonna go in there? So,
were those words?
So the 2 douchebag guys, the Jersey Shore kids,
Jersey Shore
go to see him, but obviously he's not going to work with 2 goofballs who walk in off the street, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't know that they're part of the Mafia. He doesn't know this new style.
He probably, deals with all the families and stuff. So he's got to be careful because he doesn't want to piss anybody off for working for these guys and these guys.
Oh, no, even better, Jeremy. Okay. Jeremy, listen, Jeremy. Jeremy, listen, please stop talking and listen to me. Okay, here's what happens. They know who he is, because obviously they're part of the Mafia, right? So they know exactly who he is, and he kind of knows who they are, too. So, but they come in frequently, and they're the kind of guys that fuck with his store.
Okay.
Right? And then they're like, hey, old man, where's my new suit?
That sounds like
right? And so, and so he has to do this because he knows who their the dad is, right? Yes. And so he's just getting more and more pissed off.
Right.
So what he does is he creates a suit that is going to sabotage this guy.
Yes. And then that way it'll look like he just screwed up his job. And he's just going to go to jail and be out of his hair forever.
Yeah, and all it is some spaghetti stain that he preemptively puts on there. So he goes to an important,
mob
hit. And the guy's like, wait a minute, you got spaghetti on your jacket. And then
ridiculous.
Everybody dies or something like that.
You weren't eating spaghetti. Maybe it was invisible ink where he put it on. And then after 24 hours it appears.
And it's just or they don't even shoot each other. It's just they're just so embarrassed.
Yeah. It's just the deal is off.
Oh, yeah, the deal's off.
I thought we were dealing with professionals.
They're out millions of dollars for whatever they were selling.
Right.
And, I thought we were professionals here, eh?
Maybe they were meeting with Yakuza. And it was just do I have soy sauce on my tie?
That's horribly racist.
And then they got on their motorbikes and drove away.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the crotch rockets.
So... Is that the end of Act 1 then?
Well, I think the end of Act 1 would probably be somewhere where he was still in good, right?
Okay, so he was back even.
We see him, he's making suits, and the Godfather guy, the old guy, likes him. Likes him.
Yeah,
and he's like, I think you're doing a real good job.
Yeah.
And he's like, And there's just a lot of mumbling in this movie.
Sylvester Stallone never actually says a full word. Like, maybe he's like a mute tailor, and he just like... Yeah, he's not deaf, because that would be mean.
But they understand it.
Oh, yeah, they know exactly what he's saying, right?
And maybe we'll have subtitles or something.
Yeah.
And so, the Godfather comes in, and he's like, you're my best suit, Taylor, that you've ever had, and we want to make you an honorary member.
Yeah, there we go.
Something like that. And he's like, yeah, that's a pretty good deal, you know? And so they are gonna have this big, or just like a party. They're gonna have a party for him.
Well, there's a dinner. Guys get made or whatever, and they go out and do the...
So they're gonna have a going out night.
Yeah, and during that...
While all that's happening, he's also making a suit for this other guy, which is going on concurrently.
But, during the night, he's getting made or whatever. Ryan Gosling bursts in because, everything just went to shit, and he figured out that it's all Sly, or he's just blaming him for it or whatever,
Right. So, this is the mid of Act 2. Yeah, and this is where he's really... a turning point where the guy's super pissed off at him, and now he has to go on the run.
Right. I think maybe Sly has made a suit in advance of this.
For himself?
In case it all went bad. And
can he even fit in the suit?
I don't know. Well, maybe he just kept taking it out and out and out and out.
He just kept ordering more and more fabric.
Yeah. How many pleats does these pants have?
How many pleats do these pants have? Oh, God, I like that.
I don't even know if that's how pants work. So, he's got...
Oh, I just got the tagline.
Okay, can you say it now, or do you have to wait?
I can say it now. Okay. Tailor-made. It's a pizza pie. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but it's...
It sounded way better in your head.
Yeah, totally sounded way better in my head.
Okay, so guns start flying everywhere.
They're just throwing guns.
Just
why didn't we bring bullets?
Yeah. Well, they were eating so much pasta with their hands, right? It's just all greasy.
And they're just whipping these guns across the room.
They're trying to, have some... pull them out with some force, and then
they're just slipping out of hands.
Just gone.
Okay, so I got it.
He gets out of there somehow. Maybe he's got a shoelace that can cut stuff or something.
He's got an anti-stain suit, so the guns are just slipping right off of his.
There we go.
So he's been prepared.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that movie, The Tuxedo, with Jackie Chan.
That's what.
But Sylvester Stallone in the Mafia.
Yeah, that's what this is becoming. Exactly. The rest of this movie may have just been written just with that statement.
Yeah.
So
but now he runs back to his shop to grab some stuff, right? Some supplies, just quick, because he knows they're chasing him.
He's just and
so they're following him there, and he gets out just in time because he hears them yelling outside, and he's on the roof of the building next door, and he sees them pouring kerosene on.
Yeah. He's had a way out for years. Maybe he's got to get to a safety deposit box next.
Yeah, he's been trying to sabotage.
So does he have a suit? Or does he have a suit and maybe it's not as special as
he's got an even better suit.
Than the tuxedo?
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing's got, it's got everything. Anything you could put in a suit. He wants to listen to Uptown Girl, he just pushes this button here.
Yeah. So what he does is he... goes to the bank or wherever he keeps the safety deposit
after he escapes the kerosene.
And there's a scene where he watches his shop burn down.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I just thought of something brilliant. Okay. So that's end of Act 2. That's where there's nothing left for him in his life, or so we think.
See, okay, hold on. I thought the end of Act 2 would be he finally has a chance to get away and he's driving. And then he stops, and he's like, I gotta kill these motherfuckers.
No.
And he comes back
even better, Jeremy. I like that. He's still gonna do that.
Okay.
But first, he drives right to his other home, which is an FBI safe house.
Ooh.
And every single suit he's made over the years has had recording equipment in it.
So it's just you go into this house, there's no floors, it's all cleared out, and there's just VHS recorders and stuff.
It was his fail-safe.
everywhere.
He's like, if they ever try to do anything to me, he has been recording them with videos and stuff that he invented.
Yes, and there's like record players that have been recording because he's been doing it for so long.
Like since the 1940s.
Yeah, he made like the mob boss's pajamas at one point, and like it had recording stuff in it.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, so, okay. Beautiful. That's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, so he shows up to the FBI safe house.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, what? They're not Italian. They're just FBI guys.
Like, what are you talking about?
I think one of them's Greek. And,
do they outfit him with a translator? Maybe there's one in the suit.
They like... Someone's like, I can't take this anymore, and they pull out like this needle and stab it in his neck, and he talks normal.
What if he has a thing in the suit and he talks into it, and then Pierce Brosnan's voice comes out?
Or yeah, I like that where it's actually it was something that he was already using and he didn't realize because he was just talking to the Italians that already understood him for so long. Yeah. That he's like, he clears it off. It was dirty, and now it's working again. And he says, "Hello." He's British.
Yeah. So we get Pierce Brosnan in here.
Yeah.
And to do the voice from now on.
Yes.
Which I think makes complete sense.
Yeah. And so he's got all the information on the whole mafia.
He's got like
everybody who's worn that suit.
Yeah, which is a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So okay,
they're the only ones who bought the suits from.
Yeah.
Like who wears those suits anymore?
So now his deal for doing all of this crime, right, is to help take down everybody, as many people as he can. Because of this one particular douchebag.
Well, yeah, because this movie is 7 hours long. Yeah. So this there's going to be like 7 or 8 acts here. So that was Act 3.
Right.
He's got now there's this whole other part where he's helping the FBI, and the FBI takes him to trial. So there's this whole part of it, it's the trial. And
in the middle.
They've got every single Mafia member in one courtroom all standing there.
Mm-hmm.
And the judges.
And they're all put away, right?
Yeah.
So
it's just like in The Dark Knight. When
So now, like, literally, we're in New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all of the Mafia of New York, including the douchebags, are in jail.
Yeah.
Because of this one douchebag's actions. Just because he was a douchebag.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like...
he was no crime. No crime involved.
He was just a douchebag.
So we were like, wow, this guy is a loser.
And then... Obviously, Sly takes off to Miami thinking this is all over.
So, a couple years go by, and the douchebag in jail makes an appeal, and then his lawyer goes into court and gets him out.
Right.
And so he shows up in Miami, and Sly Stallone's on the beach talking like Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
With a couple of cuties from Miami there.
Maybe the suit is like he's just never... it's like filthy. And like,
he's still got the suit on.
Yeah, but like he never took it off.
And then he's like suntanning in this suit, and then the guy blocks the sun. And he's like, yo, and it like slips back into it because of something familiar. And he's like,
the suit auto senses who he's talking to.
Yeah, he's like, how'd you get out? And then the guy's like, well, apparently there's a loophole. Being a douchebag isn't illegal. That's how he got out.
So, okay.
But he already did 2 hard years.
Yeah, so he's pretty pissed at this point.
Yeah.
But instead of killing him, he sends him to prison so that all of the other Mafia guys can do shit to him. So he knocks him out right there. And then there's another trial where they take all those old recordings and you can hear all of the Sly stuff on it. And now that they have the suit, they can change all of that and to find out what he actually said for all of those years.
Oh, no.
So now he's going to jail.
Yeah.
And the douchebag is out. And
Turns out he was the one leading it all. And like, oh, no.
End of Act 4.
End of Act 4.
Okay,
intermission.
Yeah, because people are going to have to pee, right?
Yeah, pee and get more popcorn.
Yeah,
and leave.
Yeah. So this is like a 2-night event.
2-night event at the local cheap theater.
Right. Okay. So maybe is this 2 movies then, or I don't even know. No, it's 1 movie in 2 parts. Right. Yeah. It's
like The Godfather.
Yeah. Okay.
Where it's a sequel, but it was already planned ahead of time.
So the next scene, it fades up. He's like lying in his
suit in jail cell.
In jail, right? Yeah.
but he's like in a really high up jail because he was actually one of the higher ups in the mob.
Like a supermax kind of
a supermax, but because he was one of the higher ups, he has so many connections.
Okay,
for all the people he's made suits for.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That he's living pretty comfortably in jail.
But like, you know, people are trying to shank him on a daily basis, and he's maybe like paid a few like Nazis or something to defend him.
How come the Nazis always come and save the day in our movies?
Yeah.
But it's happening in this one, too.
Yeah, those Nazis are delightful. Anyway, so, you know, it's like, you know, he's living a nice life, but there's always the threat of stuff happening around him. And, like, they're always just trying to plan how to get him.
Right.
You know, everybody, like, all the guards are in somebody else's pockets.
Yeah. So what he decides to do, what I think he decides to do, is he wants to win over the respect in prison, so he gets rid of his connections. But not by killing him, but like he just refuses to take all the good stuff and just goes right in with the guys. And it's like, guys, here's what we're gonna do.
Well, no, because he's talking to like a multicultural group, so would be Pierce Brosnan coming at him right now.
He starts making prison suits for these guys.
Right.
So it's still the same materials as the prison jumpers.
It's the exact thing he did out of prison, except in prison.
Yes.
Right? Like, so it looks the exact same, but like...
And these two douchebags in prison come up and just mess with him all the time. But what they don't realize that he's been putting recording equipment. This movie will never end. And he's just going to get older and older. And less intelligible, or what's the word?
I don't know. You can't understand him more and more.
Yeah, okay. We'll just go with that.
So, right now, where we're at, is he keeps, like, fixing up these prison uniforms, and, like, it's like a Batman thing where, like, they flick the wrist and a shank comes out, and then they just shank them.
So he's got an army of prisoners in these suits.
You know, and, like, they get transferred around and stuff. Maybe it's 2000 right now. Maybe it's 10
now,
years later.
yeah,
like, maybe
it's a while.
Yeah, and,
2000 now.
How does he... 2000 now.
2000 now.
He's got to get out, right? Like, he's been in there for a long time.
Yeah,
lots of people hate him. Lots of
people
like him.
He gets out based on good behavior.
It's like
he's been helping people shank everybody else, but they don't know that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Because the suits are so good.
Yeah, well, like, those prison uniforms just look
He made them
good.
for the guards, too.
Yeah.
So the guards are like, he's been great.
Anti-shank vests, the whole bit. Yeah. So... he, cuts a deal because he's, and he gets out. Maybe he's paid someone to get out.
Laura Dern.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, she's an attorney this time, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But, like, still, like, the same character. So she was in Jurassic Park, and then she was in Pros and Cons.
Pros and Cons, and now
after
she's reprising her role in this.
Yeah, after she's learned to read, she's now able to become a lawyer, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
So... he's out, he's old, he's got nothing except for hundreds of prison contacts. And maybe
hundreds of prison contacts?
Maybe he spent all of his money getting out.
It really helps because they're all the same address, so I don't need to keep a big address book. It's like one sheet.
It's one thing. He actually got it tattooed just because it was, like, so practical.
Where is this jail? Prison Island.
So, like, have other bits of the mob got out? Are they all still in? Or, like, some of them have to be out by now, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Just like...
what we should have is that he figures out that this prison actually isn't on the continental United States. It is Prison Island.
Prison Island, okay.
So they've let him out, but now he has to swim back to the mainland.
Okay, so it's like a partial...
Or not swim back. They just take him on a boat. Okay. But they joke with him. They make him swim back, and then they pick him up on the boat. And they're like, we were just kidding. We'll actually just take you. And but he arrives back on shore.
Right.
And now Ryan Gosling is older.
Right.
And he is the leader of the mob now.
Yeah. Should he be played by Ed Harris at this point?
Yes. Or, no, he'll still be Ryan Gosling. Because Ed Harris will come up later.
Okay.
We'll just have it like Looper. It'll just be like Looper, how they had Joseph Gordon-Levitt look like Bruce Willis with CGI. Yeah. He's going to start looking like Ed Harris with CGI. And then eventually we'll get to Ed Harris
Okay,
You know, because we're going to jump
We'll work
ahead
our
in
way
time.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
He gets back and he's expecting, like, oh, yeah, he's right here. But he's like, I need a suit made.
yeah, well, like, maybe he's going to, like...
Redemption.
No. Maybe he's going to, like, lock him up in his prison and he can only make suits for him.
Like a slave!
Yes! Oh, my God. But they still haven't let him take off his suit yet.
So he becomes a slave.
Right, so we have Slave Sly, the suit maker.
And there's no way out for him.
No, he's a...
12 years later.
12 years later. It's 2012. It's 2012 right
2012 and he's just spent 12 years a slave.
Yeah.
Under now, who is now Ed Harris,
right?
Fully,
yeah. But
like Ryan Gosling,
like the old, he was probably on Jersey Shore. You know, like he was on the show, and now the show's ended. Yes, because it's today, and that show isn't on, right?
Yeah,
that's ended, right?
Oh, I hope so.
Thank God. All right,
I don't watch much TV anymore.
So we have Ed Harris with like a spray tan, and his hair spiked right up.
With bleached highlights.
Yeah, you know, just like, and
I like it already.
You know, and maybe at this point we show another scene that kind of mirrors the beginning where he's in his cell, but he's still making suits and making spaghetti and drinking wine.
Right.
You know, so like he's still trying to live his...
Then we have like this really long conversation between him and Sly Stallone talking about how much regret he has in his life from all those years before and how he was a douchebag. Right. So actually, he's turned himself around, and this is what he's been trying to, you know, show him by keeping him as a slave for 12 years.
There we go. And I think that conversation to go a little something like, you're really old now, and you have to teach someone else how to make suits, because you're going to die soon. Yeah. Not because you're really old now, but because I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah, you're not dying of natural causes.
No, that's, you know.
Natural from Mafia. Bullet to the brain.
So, who does he throw someone in with him to make him, like, force him to teach someone else how to make suits?
Yes.
Okay.
But he throws in a guy who is actually played by Ed Harris, but CGI'd to look like a young Ryan Gosling.
There we go.
So it's like,
it's Andy Serkis.
So familiar.
It's Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Andy Serkis.
There we go.
Yeah, and so like...
He's in the CGI suit.
So he's showing him how to make suits. But really, he makes a suit... Oh, this is where it comes full circle, right? Where Sylvester Stallone is just really sick of it. And he makes a suit for himself to wear when he gets shot. Okay. Because he knows this is it. Is this just like a really nice fabric suit? Yeah, and so he gets this young guy to help him make it because he needs an assistant for this. Right, and maybe the young guy's coming in and out, right, every day. So now he's got a source of paninis and different Italian goods. And he's getting his power back. You know what's really going to help me make this suit? A panini. How am I going to sneak it in? What you do is you shove it in your briefs. And you get it into me. Oh, God. Okay, man. We have the Andy... It's Andy Serkis, right? That's the guy who played Gollum. And, yeah, so... We have the Andy Serkis, Ed Harris, Ryan Gosling. Yeah. Bringing in different things to... It's like such unnecessary CGI for this guy's part. For whatever reason, at the old Ed Harris, so the old douchebag, says like, you know, you've taught this guy everything you know after a few years. Yeah. It's time to die. And, you know, he kind of accepts his fate. And he's like, you're just going to have to let me put my suit on. Yeah. You know, like, so then... Was that the end of Act 6 now? And now we're in the final act? Yeah. Okay. So we're at Act 7, I think. Yeah. And, you know, he puts his suit on all calmly, and he walks out, and they get in a car, and they drive for a while. There's like 4 guys, 2 cars, like 8 guys go out, and they drive, and it's like, you know, a field, and it's all foggy, so you can't really see anything. And the suit explodes. I was gonna say it's pretty good. Maybe that'll happen anyway. Yeah. So you know, he's standing there, and he goes to shoot him, and he can't because he doesn't want any blood on the suit. It's his masterpiece, and it's the nicest suit. And then it explodes. So good. And then the suit explodes. I think that's a good. And all of these heads of the Mafia are dead. Right. And that's where the movie ends. That's it? That's the end? Oh, no. The last shot will be a lead into the next movie.
Right.
But it'll be the young Andy Serkis, Ed Harris, Ryan Gosling character coming in, bringing paninis for everybody because he showed up late and he had another car. And he's like, guys, I bought you paninis. And then he sees like the flames and the burnt bodies, and he walks over and he sees that the suit is still intact.
Yeah, and maybe there's a letter inside, like tucked in.
Yeah.
And so he opens it up and it's just like not even words, just scribbles. Yeah. But because they've spent so much, because they spent so much time together, he can read it.
Yeah, and so he puts on the suit, takes a bite of the panini, and then screen goes black and the credits roll.
Before the screen goes black, like he puts it on, can he just like take off like Superman and the suit like lets him fly? That's too far.
After the credits, make it like a Marvels.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it should be like a suit. Maybe you should just be a superhero. I don't know. We'll leave that up to...
Should the suit be alive at this point? And it just gets up itself and walks away?
Oh, God. We need to end this movie now.
We really do.
Okay, let's recap.
Any one of those endings will do.
Okay, so we'll recap here.
We'll put them all on the DVD, and you can pick one.
Sylvester Stallone makes suits. Douchebags he doesn't like, he wants to sabotage, so he makes a suit that has a spaghetti stain on it, and then the deal goes bad, and everybody gets shot except for the guy.
Right.
Then they go to burn down his place. He escapes, and he gives FBI all the video footage
tapes he's had for years
of all the recordings from the suits that he's made for all these guys.
Yes.
And so the FBI sets him up for a while the trials are going on, and then all the guys go to jail. So Sly Stallone goes to Miami. He's living it up.
Yep, for a couple years.
Yeah, but the one guy gets out because apparently it's not illegal to be a douchebag. And so he tells them that, and then he's like, oh, we've translated all your parts in the recordings, and you're just as guilty as the rest of us.
Using the suit technology, and so they put him in.
Yeah.
Right?
So
like, he didn't do enough to get the deal.
They send him to Prison Island.
Prison Island.
And so
which is off the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, so in prison, he tries to win over the people in prison by making them all specialized prison jumpsuits and guard suits.
Plus he has to because the Mafia are just trying to kill him fairly constantly. You know?
Yeah, and so then he finally gets out of prison on good behavior because of all the suits he made.
Right, yes.
He shows up. Ed Harris is there.
Yeah, is now the douchebag.
Yeah.
Grown
older.
At this point, it's the mixed.
Yeah, mixed.
Yeah, Ed
mixed
Harris,
Ryan Gosling. And then he makes him his slave. He's like, I need suits.
Yeah, so I need these to pull off jobs, so you're going to make them.
Yeah, so he's a slave for 12 years making suits for Ed Harris.
12 years a slave.
12 years a slave. And so he makes all these suits, and then Ed Harris tells him that he's going to kill him because he's getting too old and the suits, are diminishing in quality.
Yeah.
So he's got a new tailor guy that he's bringing in to learn and take over. And
the Panini Smuggler.
Panini Smuggler.
Played by Andy Serkis.
Yes. So then his last masterpiece is a suit for himself.
Right, which is just what we think is just a standard suit for him to die in.
Yes.
But it's infused with magical powers.
Magical powers that can explode yet keep the suit intact.
Right, yeah.
And so he gets taken out into a field where they're going to kill him, and a bunch of the heads of the families of the Mafia are there because they
respect.
Respect. Plus, they don't like him.
He's now the douchebag.
He's the douchebag.
Yeah.
And so they all blow up. But they were going to kill him, but they don't. So it gives them enough time to set off the explosion because the suit was so nice they just wanted to appreciate it for a bit longer. And then it blows up. Paninis show up. I was like, oh, dang it.
Yeah. The Panini Smuggler.
If you wanted them toasted, you could have just asked. And then
that should be the tagline. Tailor-made. If you wanted them toasted, you should have just asked.
Okay, that's worse than it's a pizza pie. Okay,
so
that's and then the suit either flies away or has a note that doesn't make any sense in it.
Or he puts it on and walks
away. It on and
that's
takes over.
That's probably the best. Yeah. And then, he leaves and the story begins anew.
Yeah, somewhere else.
Yeah, the end. Everyone else is dead, so it's a clean slate for most mob guys. And here we go again in 2016 or wherever we're at here. At the end. Whew.
Oh, we could have a really cool badass tagline where it's like, tailor-made. Every man needs a suit.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's sweet as hell.
Yeah, like a badass kind of tagline. It's like, whoa, Sylvester Stallone.
But you should say it like Sylvester right now.
Every man needs a suit.
Perfect. That's it.
Adrian. And that was Two Idahoan Potato Farmers.